maybe we're underselling some of the appreciation upside because I think there's some. I don't see a world in Edmonton where 10 years from now the prices aren't significantly higher.
Every real estate journey is unique. That's why we created the AOF Real Estate Team, a full-service solution built to support you at every stage. Whether you're building wealth through strategic investments, need hassle-free property management, or want to maximize your sale price as a Scott McGillivray trusted team, we've assembled all key services under one roof. First-time buyer or seasoned investor, our dedicated client success team ensures your experience is seamless from start to finish. At AOF, we make real estate simple, profitable, and stress-free. The AOF Real Estate Team, your journey, our expertise.
Alrighty, everybody, welcome to the AOF monthly update for May 2026. My name is Kellen. I got Ilona, Kevin, Drew with me. Everyone, welcome, and thank you for joining. Ilona, what's going on in the world of the stats here in Edmonton for the past month?
Right. Thanks, Kellen. So when we are looking at key market takeaways, we see that there have been new listings that increased months over months. And when we compare March to April this year, also we see that sales have also jumped months over months. And average residential prices have increased when we compare April last year to April this year. So overall, Edmonton remains in the seller's market, but there is rising inventory, and it creates a more healthy environment for both sellers and buyers. And the biggest indicator of whether it's a seller's market or a buyer's market is the months of inventory. And what's interesting from April 2025 statistics is that the Greater Edmonton Area shows 2.8 months of inventory, and the city of Edmonton is showing 3.2 months of inventory. It's a seller's market, with the Greater Edmonton Area being more so of a seller's market than the city of Edmonton itself. So we can see that sellers still have the advantage, and buyers are gaining a little bit more negotiating room, but overall it's a seller's market. That's it for
awesome.
market update.
No, thank you. Yeah, it's interesting to see and hear that too, just based off of how, the inventory levels shift, that it's a little bit more centric then to the city of Edmonton. And then when you look at the Greater Edmonton Area, including Edmonton and the surrounding areas, how it's lower. So lots of suburban movement out there.
Yeah, the Anthony Henday really birthed those exterior communities, and they're just firing on all cylinders.
Yeah.
A lot of people love moving out there right now. So
yeah, investors as well.
Unless people want to move away from those communities too. So yeah.
Well, that's where the market. It could be a complete flip next month too, right? It's just where we kind of see these different trends, and a lot of that from the primary buyer and seller side, as well as the investment side, this isn't day trading. You're not going to make the right move one month that feels like the wrong move next. It's just a matter of, these are the raw statistics that we always like to share with all the viewers and listeners out there. So no, thank you again, Ilona, for the delivery there. We'll jump into the next one. Kevin threw out just a huge carrot.
A little bit of a teaser.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's probably why the listeners, it's probably well over the thousands here this go around. They want to hear Kevin speak. Kev, what do you got, man?
Well, what if I told you guys if you could go back in time and you could invest in Alberta before the oil boom? You'd be stupid not to, right? Well, there's some crazy news that came out that I don't think is getting a lot of attention, that I think people need to pay closer attention to. A new report came out last month. Alberta is sitting on one of the world's largest lithium deposits. So third most in the world. So, we have a lot of clients that, they're always like, well, Alberta's just oil and gas. What else is there? Well, if we're going to move to green energy and stuff, lithium is the number one thing. So that's what's, powers your smartphone, electric vehicles, the solar panels that plug into the home. Lithium is kind of the future of energy. So how lucky are we in Alberta to go from, oil and gas as a top resource and move right into the green energy king of lithium. So we're really excited about that. And the commercial production's targeted to start as early as next year. So you might not hear a lot about it right now, but a year from now you will. So if you're listening to this podcast, you're getting kind of the information before everyone else. One of the key things here that is exciting. So they say that it's the third largest in the world, worth nearly 1 trillion. And most of the lithium is found in the Devonian Leduc formation. So if you've heard of Leduc or Devon before, that's where we do a lot of our off-market private opportunities in Leduc. Leduc's been a powerhouse for us over the last, 10 years. These are the same geological layers that launched Alberta's oil industry. So it's literally a repeat of the same areas. And Alberta being the powerhouse already with energy and the experts, all the companies that are here already experts in energy. What a great find to have this resource here. So there's not going to be a lot of learning going on involved. These companies are already going to be able to go in and extract it. It's actually a very easy and safe extraction through salt brining as well. So we'll get more information on this. Be happy to share it with you. But when you're thinking, of investing in a province or a market, and you're looking 5 or 10 years down the road, I think lithium is going to be synonymous with Alberta moving forward, and you're only going to hear more and more, but I'm super excited. So I think, obviously, as an investor-focused podcast, I think if you're looking to make smart bets right now and know that Alberta is obviously a great investment right now, our market's stable and strong at the moment, but even moving forward in the future, there's just so much when you have lithium and oil and gas as key pillars of the economic output of this province. Why not? You're gonna have a hard time not picking Alberta. So really excited about that.
Oh, that's awesome. Appreciate the share. Drew, go ahead, man.
No, one thing that you did mention, but you kind of glossed over, is using today's technology to extract it from the ground. I don't think that you put enough emphasis on that, because when I was thinking about lithium, I was thinking open pit mines and how is this going to be an attractive play for investors. But knowing that they can inject a salt brine into the ground and draw the lithium up to the surface is amazing, because guess what technology we've had for a number of years here in Alberta? And guess who is the world leader in this type of technology? We're sitting right here. That's like a perfect storm for getting this stuff to the surface. I am so excited.
Yeah, you know, they talk about the oil boom for, like everyone knows about the oil boom. That's really what grew the province significantly. But now we got this green boom. And I really think, I know, Drew, you've said too, like there's other plants that have looked at other alternative energy options too as well over the years. I think we were calling it blue energy. But like there's just so many different levers that the province can pull now, which is just like, kind of the rich get richer. So it's a really exciting time. And the fact that this isn't 5 or 10 years away from getting started, because the infrastructure is already there, this is happening, as early as, beginning of next year. So it's pretty exciting times.
And we're still an affordable market. Like, it drives me. It's
For
crazy.
now.
When you talk about just, these are the kinds of things that the, I told you so moments at different times. Again, nobody has the crystal ball, but there are things happening in this province and have been happening while there's been some challenges in other parts of the country. I didn't want to get too far away from Kev, because I apologize if this is a redundant point, but just, 95% of the total accumulation is found in that formation. And that's the same formation, like as you alluded to, in 1947. It's famous for kickstarting the oil industry in Alberta. And so, it's tried and tested land, same areas. Like it's pretty unique. It's pretty cool. And that was, I know, Kev, like you said last week, you wanted to spend more time. We just didn't have enough time on the last month's update. So thank you for sharing that too. And
I think this is a bigger deal than people think. And, they might change the Oilers name to the Lithiumers or something here soon. So it's a big,
they got to change something,
big deal.
They got to change something.
Yeah, we got to change something. We
that.
won't get into hockey though. I'm still, I don't need Luke editing a video of me crying again. So
all the tears are already washed away.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and then to Drew's point too, like when we've been talking about why Edmonton, why now, a lot of that has been, we've not to say it's not ignoring by any means, but the focus hasn't been industry like oil and gas. Affordability has been a huge driver, as well as kind of more of that, the breadth of the economic opportunities here. And so to add now another one that's, you know, similar in the sense of the energy resource and, you know, the trusted, I guess, in that there's already the existing industry, but now with new extraction, that's going to be, you know, pretty good precursor to a lot of activity here in the province again in the coming years. So no, it's exciting.
Trust is key when making important real estate decisions, and with my McGillivray Trusted Professionals, you're in good hands. Serving the Edmonton area, the AOF real estate team bring over 20 years of combined experience and provide clients with deep local knowledge, investor insight, and a calm and supportive approach. So whether you're an investor looking to buy or sell properties or a local homeowner navigating the market, you can count on the AOF team for their expert guidance from start to finish. Trust the AOF team for a real estate experience that puts you first.
With just kind of moving forward to boots on the ground, Ilona, like what are you seeing right now on kind of the resale listings, buying, anything that you've got to share from your perspective right now?
Well, what I see is that detached, semi-detached homes, especially on the affordable side below 500, are going very fast in very good neighborhoods, close to schools, close to all amenities, major transportation routes. Lots of showings on those type of listings. Condominiums are not moving as fast as maybe last year, but they're still moving because I truly believe condominiums offers a very affordable segment of the market. So some people, all they can afford is a condominium, and maybe sometimes it's better to pay for your own than to rent. Having said that, I don't see as many multiple offer situation happening. Maybe Kevin and Drew are seeing a bit different, and maybe it's happening on like mostly very desirable properties. But yeah.
I think what happened was last month when we were saying the market is going into a lot of multiple offers, that news got out and a bunch of listings came on. So there is a lot more choice than there was a month ago. So I think that kind of calmed things down. Now there's still pockets in the market like, you know, Sherwood Park or, you know, certain neighborhoods that are there's just not any inventory. So they are going to go into multiple offers. There's a lot of buyers and not enough listings. But for the most part, I think things have mellowed out a little bit, but it's like you alluded to in your stats. I think everything's just super balanced right now. There's still going to be some stuff that goes in multiple offers. Is it going to go 50K over list? Maybe not, depending on the market scenario. But overall, there's new inventory hitting every day that is attractive. So as a buyer, you have some choice, but it's not like there's steal of a deals kind of sitting out there. It's still a very, very balanced market. And that's kind of when you were saying seller's market, to me, I view it as a very balanced market right now. Is my view.
You know what's interesting? I noticed on the buyer's side, the second they sniff that multiple offer situation may be happening, a lot of people pull out and they don't want to participate in multiple offer situation. So they don't want to overbid themselves and go into higher price situation.
Well, and I kind of said last month, there's always two stories to the market. There's the numbers, and then there's the overall feel of the market, right? And to your point, Kev, I think that there is lots of inventory that's on right now, and this is why it's so important to be strategic about anything you're listing now. 2 years ago, you could get away with listing a property with iPhone photos or even flip phone photos for that fact, and potentially go into multiples based on your pricing. Now you gotta make sure that you're doing all the work to make your property stand out and make it more desirable. Even as recent as last 2 weeks ago, we went into multiples with one of our listings, but it was because the sellers put in the effort to get it ready for the sale. Everything that needed to be done in that house was done. Every little detail was taken care of, and they were rewarded for it. And it's
you only get one chance at a first impression, right? So like for me, that's how, when I go to visit a client's house that I'm about to list, I try to pretend to be the buyer's agent and be like, just as simple as how hard is it to get into the property? You know, when you have a key that's just not perfect and it sticks a little bit, any little obstruction or annoyance at the start leans into that experience when they show it. So I want that key to just go in like, you know, a key into warm butter. Yeah. Just want it to be smooth. You open the door, the first thing you see has to look great. Like, so the work that you put into your listing before also lends a story without you telling a story to the buyer. If everything is looked after, the small maintenance items are looked after. I love when the HVAC is clean prior to and they see a service sticker. That buyer, you could have been the worst homeowner and never serviced anything for years and just did it right before the listing. Guess what the story is? This place was well looked after. These guys are on top of it. You know, the home inspector on the deal is like, wow, they got it serviced. Like, you know, everything tells a story. So yes, it's some money up front, but I can assure you, for the most part, it's going to benefit you during negotiations, especially during the inspection, and also attracting more buyers to your property. So it's a really nice balance. So we got to spend a lot more time on that first impressions piece than we used to. And I think, you know, we're well equipped for that.
I wanted to add that maintenance items are so important. As a homeowner, you either pay for maintenance items, Kevin, like you said, during your time of home ownership or at the end when you're trying to sell it. And you're paying it in the cost of price reduction. Because those deferred maintenance items, this is what buyers are looking for, and buyers agents are looking for those as well. It's I feel like sometimes it's better, don't worry about renovating the kitchen, but do all the deferred maintenance items. Make sure that home presents like it's solid and well taken care of. That's when people want to that's what people want to put offers on and give you full list price.
Yeah, they want the intangibles, right? Like there's a lot of nice homes on the market, so they have choice, but they're going to go with the one that they feel was looked after the best, right? Because there's more value to them in that circumstance. So yeah, no, it's been real interesting to see homes that show really well versus homes that don't. And you know, there's the other segment of the market, Drew knows about this, the market where I might tell you not to do a thing to your home and let's sell it as is, right? Because there's a ton of buyers for that type of product too. So it's kind of a balancing act. We'll see which way we lean, and sometimes selling as is at a lower price is a better strategy and can still go into multiple offers. There's a lot of bargain hunters that are looking for something that they can refurbish themselves. So yeah, it's just kind of finding the right fit and see. So we're not always going to say go and reinvest to your property. Sometimes I'll say, please don't put another dollar into this place. Don't spend any more money. We are going to just unload it as is. So yeah.
Okay. Little nuggets there. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think the main part is that people actually consult with their real estate agent on all these things. Like, see your agent as your partner in this, and they have a lot of experience, and like Kellen said, boots on the ground experience, because they see what's moving, what's not moving, and what's important to the buyers. So that's important.
Collaboration in the strategy, that's how you get the results you're looking for. So no, that's awesome. I guess, is there really got the boots on the ground, we got the stats, we got everything else? Are we just ready for the I know we've kind of talked about this a little bit, but the AOF burning question, are we ready for that?
I think we're there.
Let's do it.
All right.
It's AOF burning questions.
Okay, this month's AOF burning question. I actually had a conversation on top of this question, but with a different investor from a different part of the country. But one that came in was this individual. I have a couple of condos in the GTA area, and the values have gone down. Having troubles keeping up my rents to market rent. Looking at potential options. Are there better options for me in Edmonton? So there's your AOF burning question here for the month. So, I know, Drew, you were kind of even talking about what and Kevin, sorry, just talking about, market opportunity for what they're looking for on the fund. But, there's people boots on the ground, and we are not real estate agents in Ontario. So I'm not going to try and throw stats at you and tell you what I'm seeing in the market. I'm not in the market. We work in Edmonton. That is the focus. But we have a lot of conversations with investors, a good amount of clientele that already live and invest in those areas and have now started expanding their portfolios to Edmonton. But, this is something we talk about all the time, but what do you guys, when someone says that to you, what's the response? Why would they want to invest in Edmonton?
Yeah, I think we go right back to the leading question that we always ask in Discovery. What are your goals? What's got you looking in Edmonton, first off? Do you like to sleep at night? Do you like a safe, boring market? Are you, we're not an exciting, high appreciation play. We're not a speculative play. We're very much a blue chip stock here. And if that's something that gets you excited with your investing, then let's have a chat, because there's all kinds of options here.
Yeah.
And I think especially times like this when people feel a little bit of uncertainty going on and they don't really know where interest rates are going or where prices are going on houses and what's going on everywhere in the world. It's kind of that's when you just get back to the fundamentals. Get back to the foundation of what you want to achieve with your investments. Did you buy a good property in a market that's rising, that's cash flowing today? That's the fundamentals. Buy a good property at market price in a uprising market.
Yeah, I agree with Drew there. And then the thing we didn't touch on, if you compare us to a lot of the other markets, our rental rules are so favorable to the landlord. We say favorable to landlord, but it just, I say, it's just more common sense.
Fair,
more fair. Yeah.
If someone doesn't pay their rent, they can't just stay there for 6 months or a year like they can in other markets. We can have them in and out or out in 30 to 45 days, if necessary. Now the good thing is we like to avoid that if possible and put you in areas that are going to attract an A+ tenant profile with good credit, good paying jobs, likely going to buy a home themselves in the next few years. Those are the tenants that we kind of seek after. And the thing of boring, we love boring. I want it to be boring. I don't even want you to think about your property. I just want you to check your bank account and be like, oh, there's money in there. The moment I'm selling you something that you're thinking about every night and worried, will I fill this? Is this going to rent? Am I going to get my rent? I probably have you in the wrong property. So Edmonton is that warm, fuzzy blanket that, it's maybe a design from the 2000s or something. It's not the sexiest new modern blanket, but it's warm. It's nice, warm, and thick.
Does the job.
It does the job. It gets the job done. So, I know our clients that invest here, that's what they appreciate. Sometimes they invest in other markets too, but their safety net's always here. It's just a very safe place to be.
Yeah. Ilona, from your perspective, because some of the projects, do you have partners and things that are out from outside the province? And just, I guess, some of the things that might be attractive for a new investor from the experience from your perspective, but as well as maybe some of your partners. Now, again, not going to ask you to speak on their behalf, but just, again, part of that equation, as both Drew and Kevin alluded to, is we don't want this for most of the investors we work with as well. This isn't their full-time job. We don't want to make it their full-time job. We want to take, that be the boots on the ground, take the hand, jump on our back analogy there. But Ilona, from your perspective, is there any more that you would want to add to that as well?
So mostly Kevin and Drew already, and you, Kellen, mentioned that Edmonton is a very affordable market. I love it because it's boring, it's predictable. There's not much excitement. I don't want to be excited about my real estate portfolio, and I think a lot of investors either they want to sleep at night. But I want to say that Edmonton is a great place for people who have a long-term vision in mind for their portfolio. So it's a long-term buy and hold situation, not so much speculation, what we saw in Toronto over the last 3, 4, 10 years, where people were buying, pre-construction condos and townhomes and whatnot. Some people making money, but like a lot of people are now in a really tough spot and situation. Edmonton is like a completely opposite. It's like comparing apples and oranges, but it's a long-term buy and hold. Buy a good property in a good neighborhood, have boots on the ground here if you're not managing it yourself, right? And just enjoy your life. And in 10, 20 years, you'll be happy you did it.
There you go. That is the answer. That is the answer. Yeah. Well, we can wrap it up from there, guys. Again, it's just always nice to spend some time together to talk about what we're seeing in the market. Excited. Kev, do we have any carrots we want to dangle this month, or are we just gonna go in, I guess, next month?
Only carrot I was thinking about is, maybe we're underselling some of the appreciation upside, because I think there's I don't see a world in Edmonton where 10 years from now the prices aren't significantly higher.
Yeah.
We have the highest average annual income in the, like Alberta's average annual income is the highest in the country. Yet we have the most affordable real estate. We have people from Ontario and BC moving here consistently because they want to get more for their money. Well, as the money comes in, it's not happening at a super fast clip right now, but as things like green energy grows here and lithium and all that, I just don't see in a world where we do see higher pricing eventually here. So that would be my carrot, is that maybe we undersold some of the appreciation upside, but I do think it's there, and it gets me excited as well.
Yeah. Perfect closing comment. Thank you for joining as always, and we'll talk again soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Trust in us and you will see. We make real estate easy. So easy, believe me. We're here to serve, give you what you deserve. All under one roof, that's our proof. It's still the last one to me.